to my class. Today we're going to be learning about the egg. We all know about the egg. It's a familiar home product. But today they'll be learning about it in a different way. What we're going to do about modifications we have two different populations. We have the ELL and we have the emotionally disturbed population. So the modification I'm going to make for ELL students are going to be, we're going to use supplemental materials, charts, graphs, things of that nature. We're going to meet beforehand with both populations separately to discuss background information and go over. One of the charts and graphs that we're going to be using, for example, would be these here. So I have some eggs, right? Starts with the egg. We got the L on the inside, the yolk goes to the membrane, down the delivery of oxygen, those nutrients into growing. Now we have protein, clear liquid, right? And we have a yellow liquid. And then basically I come down and what happens to those liquids and how we go from there. We're going to be testing that. So also we have, we're going to go over beforehand, I go over the learning cycle with them. The activity, how we're going to engage, we explore, we explain, we elaborate, and we bring it all together and we assess everything together. In addition to those, I go over the vocabulary with them. As you can see, we have the yolk, the shell, the membrane, and the alveolus. And this is very helpful with reducing the anxiety of our students. They really need that push, that little extra help. So it's imperative that we especially go over the background information prior to class. It's a very useful strategy. Another modification I'm going to make is students that are allergic possibly can be the note takers, and as well students that are maybe in need of extra support, they can sit proximity, closer to me so I can give them the extra supports more readily without taking up time from the other children as well that need help. And I can supervise their behavior a little more intensely. Now, moving on, and one of the last modifications we're going to do is for both, because we're going to do heterogeneous groupings. This will help the various learning abilities learn from one another and really get to engage with one another. As we move on to our next, we're going to have the learners that really need support maybe have a extra meeting, extra class, so to speak, once a week. That's another modification. So what we're going to do is next is I'm going to teach them basically, we have a bowl, should be a stainless steel bowl because anything butter in it will destroy the experiment because of the molecules in the proteins, which is a chain bound one, will come undone if you, and it won't form clear. So we're going to ask them to hypothesize what do you think is going to happen, right? If you were to whisk water. So we pour some water in here, right? And everything's good, water. And we ask them, what do you think is going to happen? So then we pour the water, and I pour the water in, and I whisk it, and we show them what happened. And then we explain to them why the little bubbles don't last longer because they're not electrically charged and attracted to one another. So then we move on to the next phase of experiment, and we talk about the egg. So we have the egg, we poured the water, right, into the measuring cup, poured the water into it, and we tested the water, it didn't work. Now we have the egg, we're going to ask them, now, this is the shell. We have a membrane, right? And membranes are for what, right? Providing oxygen nutrients to the organism. So to happen when you do that? They're going to put down their hypotheses in the notebooks, and then we're going to actually go ahead and go forward with the experiment. Before we do that, we go over the safety measures, of course, which are no touching your eyes, head, face, mouth. Nobody else is touching. No horse playing. Everyone must wear gloves, latex gloves, when handling the eggs. And on top of that, antibacterial soap with dry paper towels, right, to reduce the risk of any kind of salmonella poisoning from eggs. So these are the safety measures we took to instill ensure the safety of the children. So, in addition to testing the egg, so we go ahead, we have them do it. I show them how to crack the egg open. They don't just go crack it open. I show them because it's a delicate process, and we have to be safe not to spread and contaminate the room itself, even after those children are gone and the other children come in. So maybe there'll be a central location for tapping that egg that I could wash off. That is something that is foreseen and foreseeable, and up to me as responsible to be proactive and make sure that they follow that protocol. So that is the extent of the lesson, and I hope you enjoyed the lesson. And like I said, we go over our learning cycle here, and we explore, we explain, elaborate, and now we actually have the kids assess themselves, right? And the assessment part, that's why I like to have them in heterogeneous groupings, because assessments can be difficult, self-assessments. So it's a skill that's acquired over time, and people feel comfortable with assessing themselves more over time. So thank you for your time, and I wish you the best of luck.